Looks like the commies are up to their old tricks, I should say. They usually come into power and power to the people and the redistribution of wealth and attacks on the middle class to upper middle class to the rich. And the lower classes, they seduce by saying, "Hey, you've been exploited, you've been treated unfairly, and we're gonna compensate you by having you steal from the other people in your country." Well, they're doing, but usually what happens is after they're in power, they start stealing themselves, maybe the true believers, but normally the true believers like a little perks, a little amount more money than everybody. It's in their duchies. That's what happened in the Soviet Union. Became very corrupt. It actually happens very quickly. Well, our mayor, Bolshevik bastard, is doing it early because he has a ministry of propaganda and his they're getting six-figure salaries. That means like 100,000 or more to basically brainwash the population. I don't understand how New York went this far where we elected communists. Yeah, we're in trouble, my friends. Trouble in New York City, and with a capital Y and I can't spell what the hell. And now, but I could see how it does because they had a bunch of college students, on spring break, and they weren't drunk at the time they were being interviewed, but they didn't know basic things that happen in the world, like Khomeini getting going boom, boom, boom. They didn't know this. They didn't know they barely knew what was going on with our noble president. They don't even know if we're in a war. Yeah, I don't understand. What are they being taught besides Palestine should be liberated from the Jews? And I don't think these guys were taking that in. They weren't even apolitical. They were like, I'm here to play, fool around at the thing and get into brawls. Get into hoopy doopy. Hoopy doopy, hoopy doopy. They do a lot of hoopy doopy in spring break. Well, I never went to spring break, and I'm jealous a little bit, a little bit. The liberals, this is the liberal dictatorship. They're letting the Rikers release valve. In other words, they're going to slowly let these people who terrorize New York City out and about. And of course, we'll have the social workers there, and the police will be all fired, and we'll have the social work. We're living in a liberal paradise under the communists. Repeat sex attacks. Oh, like this guy. He's been sexually attacking people repeatedly and then getting off because no bill, no consequences. Wow, this is wrong. This is wrong. But no, this is gonna. But maybe they'd say, let them live the worst life they can, and then they'll see the conservative light or the reactionary light. I don't know. This liberals are awful stupid and also blind. No one pushes done. They're saying that the Israelis will push the Israelis will push the Don into attacking and getting involved in this war with Iran, which is totally Don has been talking about fighting the Iranians for the last 30 or 40 years. This was the opportunity to do it to get this carbuncle of a country out of our way. And I don't want to put down the Iranians, the people are glorious, and they're rebelling against these tyrants, these totalitarian Muslim tyrants. I wouldn't even use they're not Islam, they're a distortion of the facts. They're what you call a perversion of Islam. Yeah, because you could go to an Islamic country and you want to wear the headscarf, you can, you don't. You know, they are not the highest form of Islam. They are a distorted cult that managed to get control of a country. And now their jig is up. Your jig is up because Don is in town. Cops to kid rape. This is amazing. I'm looking at this. I'm trying to get the humor out of this. A transgender raped a kid in the bodega bathroom. Well, 14-year-old, something like that. Transgender was doing this and has gotten away with it. They're gonna time serve. I thought if you did that, you get life, you get a injection of some sort that keeps you on the hoopy doopy with people. I tell you, the criminals are getting away with everything now, Don. But not a criminal person, so I don't know what to do. No, I'm not going to get away with nothing. Sticky finger penthouse pet. You can't even trust gold diggers. You know what she was doing? She would like seduce old men who were lonely. Look at me, look at that, and who were rich, not me, and get burglarize their apartments. Now I say the death penalty for that because she's utilizing the old people being old. That's not right. You bum. No more, no king's will, except no number one. The president, excuse me. The president is having the Lord of the King of England, who associates with the wrong crowd, his brother, and Prince Andrew, but he's having the king over the house to say, hey, I don't like your president or your minister, what the hell you call him, King of England. I like you. I like my, and they call me the I want to be king. That's not true. I'm talking to, if I was done, you know, Trump, he wants to be emperor. There's a difference. Trump's all that's left for the left is to hate Trump. I don't understand how you can hate this lovable man. He's so lovable. He's more lovable than Don Reagan. I even mixed up their names because I love that man. Can't help loving that right-wing man. Ukraine. So now this is where I was wrong. I thought Ukraine was going to be lose a war of attrition against the Russians because the Russians are very good at that. you know. But they are beating the crap, and they'll be in Moscow pretty soon. They're using very advanced equipment and their strategies, and it's not just weapons that we provide them. It's actually they're getting innovative. They're using exoskeletons. This is really 28th. This is amazing. They're all fighting. They're killing 5 Russians for every Ukrainian. They may end up marching on Moscow. I'm telling you, Putin's going to be out of business because the Ukrainians are winning the war. Didn't think it was possible. I stand corrected. I was thinking too negative. Testing metal here. Oh, Governor Newsom, he's trying to he's doing everything he can. He's a very strange man. He's the worst governor in the world. He keep on saying, oh, well, that's what the liberal bit, oh, I don't want to use no language where she does, the, oh, now I'm telling you, they bother me all the time. Stop it. I'm doing an Australian. Oh, no, by soldiers testing mental. Yeah, ridiculed because he's going after the American Psycho. That's his role model. Yeah, I'm pausing on that. Was he out of his freaking mind? That's not something that you'll make a role model of. He's bizarre. Oh, Brad Censor. Battle for Jackhouse. They're censoring themselves. You know what they do? You have to. I'll take the pills later. Yeah, 'cause, yeah, I'm doing this here. Yeah, I gotta take pills. I'm a sick man. I gotta take pills. What? Are you gonna judge a sick man? Don't you do. Grad censored. A lot of grads are coming in. Free Palestine. Well, I'm Jewish. Don't kill me. You know. Who knew anti-Semitism would grow like this? It's like a weed. I don't think we should let anti-Semites into the country. The Semites or the Jews have done a lot of great things for society. What the hell are these anti-Semites doing? But nastiness. It's true, they're from other countries. I won't say where. They're nowhere. And anybody who goes against the Jewish people who are basically nice is a bum. We shouldn't let bums in the apartment or our apartment or our country. That's my thing. Now look at this. Here's a bum. He could be a very talented man and entertain the millions and make billions, but be a pervert. This is Bill Cosby proved this. Yeah, yeah, basically Michael Jackson proved this. Yeah. But you had to separate, and Madonna, who's the moderate Italian, but she's down. She made me, in the 80s, she was a talent. But there is, I'm not going to use the language because I don't think it's good. They're poopy heads. Yeah, all of them. Oh, yeah. And Michael was molesting little boys. Little boys. Oh, my God. I look at the gun nuts, though, who want to take the guns away from us. Not me. I ain't got no guns. Who wouldn't give me a gun? I wouldn't give me a gun. I don't like the loud noises. And also, my boundaries of when I shoot somebody are kind of low. It's like if you punch me, boom, boom, boom. My imaginary gun. No arms and dangerous. The guy, a paraplegic. He shot a friend of his with his gun, and he was a good shot. My God, the jokes that came out of that. What's this? Oh, the Biden administration used every trick in the book to fight the Trumpies and the Trump forces and the Republicans, who are relatively honest and then use government as a weapon. And now the Biden people say we don't do that. And the left-wing media is covering it up. But it's not going to be covered up because Trumpy's on his way. Here he comes, he saved the day. Trumpy's on his way. Arctic Frost scheme. Arctic Frost, yeah, look at that. They have a lunar home base. We're advanced. We're beating everybody because we're winning this Gulf War because of our technological advantages. Amazing. Yeah, the anti-Jewish people are getting crazy. And one man, football player, said, I hate Jews and it's bitter. The anti-Semites are turning to cannibalism. They better not eat me, or I'd be a big meal. Oh no. Here we go. Well, this is Nostradamus. Now oh, you bad boys. Bad boys. Oh, onward, Trumpy soldiers, marching as to war with the sword of Jesus. 3 or 4 times stronger than before. You will defeat the atheists, the godless Satanists speak, but you will not be defeated because you're with Jesus, you see.